in yet.
Oh. Oh, you're not sure if I'm gonna be around for a while? I'm still in the 90-day probation.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Shucky ducky.
Quack,
We
quack.
we here. I don't know where the group at tonight. Everybody got their things that they're doing. Bernard probably out still celebrating his birthday.
That's right.
Robinson on phone calls. So we're gonna just be me and you for a minute, I guess. We'll get it all done though. It ain't no problem.
No.
I was prepared to do the show by myself.
Oh, okay.
I had some stuff to talk about, and they ain't gonna like what I'm talking about, but I had some stuff to talk about.
All right. Well, I'll just sit back and listen.
No, you're gonna sit in. If you got solutions after a while, you'll be able to give your solutions also.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, that'll all work out.
Let's do it.
Work out.
All right.
Yep. Okay, so we'll start it off with something light because we don't supposed to get into the solutions until the last hour and 15 minutes. Our first 45 minutes is supposed to be on lighter subjects and things that were there. So let's play this one video that I wanted to play and that I've had loaded up forever, and then we'll discuss that for a second, and then we'll move on. So hopefully some of those guys will jump on with their busy schedules.
Yeah.
All right.
Tell your children the truth. Tell them. It all began in Egypt. Advanced civilization, science, math, philosophy, religion, architecture. Tell them the first Egyptians were black. Nothing to do with Hollywood movies. Tell them Christopher Columbus did not discover the Americas. That Mansa Musa, the Malian, was the richest man in the world. That the black Egyptians were the first to travel the world. That they discovered Europe, the Americas, Asia, and Oceania. Tell them it's in Egypt that the meter was invented from the measure of a drop of water, that pi, 3 to 14, and the number of gold were invented in Egypt, as well as many geometric theorems attributed to Pythagoras and Thales. Yet Imhotep, the greatest of scholars, remains unknown to history books. Tell them that the ancestor of humanity was discovered in Africa, that many of the inventions of this world were made with the participation of black people who were never mentioned. Tell them that after arranging punitive expeditions to loot us from our artwork for Western museums leading to thousands of deaths, they vandalized our cultural heritage by breaking the noses of Egyptian statues so we don't recognize the wrecked nose of a Camite. Proof that ancient Egypt was black. Tell them to work, not to wait for the manna from heaven. It never fell. Tell them to believe our ancestors because they are the only ones who can intercede with the Creator in our favor. Tell them not to hate the other when they find out the truth of a falsified story, but to forgive.
Okay. That's our first subject.
Sadly, I heard nothing. I mean, I could hear it very faintly. I turned my phone all the way up, so I just ran in the bedroom and got my headset.
Oh, okay.
All right, so you'll have to, besides seeing Egyptian type hieroglyphic type things, I could see it, but I couldn't hear anything.
Oh, I wonder why.
I don't know. I hope everybody else could.
Yeah, it was. If I can hear it, the world should have heard it.
Yeah.
But I guess it was. I don't know whether your computer was up loud enough. The volume was a little low. It wasn't as it usually is on that particular video. So I don't know what the deal was with that. We're gonna say hello to Brian.
Hello, Brian. Angeli,
and to John. They're the first one to watch. We got a little over 200 people watching. We welcome everybody on the show.
What's happening?
Panel of 10 isn't on the job today. I guess I didn't send out an agenda because I told everybody last week that most of the show is going to be devoted to solutions to the ills of our community.
Correct.
And so everybody should have done some homework to find out or to put a deep dive into your own brain to come up with what you think are solutions. And I'm trying to tell people that day that I was cussing everybody out on the show that it takes a lot of work to produce these shows. And people don't want to put the work in, but they want to show up and just talk. It's work that has to be done. It's a lot of work. I've been in my desk all day. Happened to be off this week.
Okay.
You know, I mean, I went into the office and came back, but I still been at my desk most of the day. But it's hard work doing what producing shows and getting the stuff ready.
I'm sure.
That first one was on everything in Egypt. Let me see if I can look at it, and then you tell me whether you can hear it. It was about the truth.
Okay.
The truth about Africa. Let me see if you can hear it this time with a thumbs up or not, because it'll probably drown you out. You won't be able to say anything, but you can.
Well, I have My ears
Tell your
in now,
children
so
the
I.
truth. Tell them. It all began in Egypt. Advanced civilization, science, math, philosophy, religion, architecture. Tell them the first Egyptians were black. Nothing to do with Hollywood movies. Tell them Christopher Columbus did not discover the Americas. That Mansa Musa, the Malian, was the richest man in the world. That the black Egyptians were the first to travel the world. That they discovered Europe, the Americas, Asia, and Oceania. Tell them it's in Egypt that the meter was invented from the measure of a drop of water, that pi, 3 to 14, and the number of gold were invented in Egypt, as well as many geometric theorems attributed to Pythagoras and Thales. Yet Imhotep, the greatest of scholars, remains unknown to history books. Tell them that the ancestor of humanity was discovered in Africa, that many of the inventions of this world were made with the participation of black people who were never mentioned. Tell them that after arranging punitive expeditions to loot us from our artwork for Western museums leading to thousands of deaths, they vandalized our cultural heritage by breaking the noses of Egyptian statues so we don't recognize the wrecked nose of a Camite. Proof that ancient Egypt was black. Tell them to work, not to wait for the manna from heaven. It never fell. Tell them to believe our ancestors because they are the only ones who can intercede with the Creator in our favor. Tell them not to hate the other when they find out the truth of a falsified story, but to forgive.
Wow, I struggle with that every day for the last 10 years of my
Well,
life.
people just, especially our people in our community, we don't want to know all those things for some reason. And like I told Jamal, and I'm going to tell you again at the end of the show, when I say we, I'm talking about those of us in our community who it applies to. Not everybody. It does not apply to everybody, Jamal. So it's only to those people that it applies to. Um, we are so content, and I'm gonna talk about that a little bit later on. Also, we're content, and we don't want to disrupt anything. We don't care about, if anybody's land was taken, if anybody deserves to be all over the world, all the whole planet, occupying it, it is the black man. And we're not crying and at war with everybody trying to take anything. It's not us, And so that's just part of what Jamal had a real nice show today. And he had 3 or 4 young black guys on that were talking, and they were spitting out some real good stuff. They were. But we need more than them. So when I'm talking, and I'll tell y'all this again in the show, I'm not talking to those guys. I'm talking to the ones that it is directly related to, the ones that are not doing what they're supposed to do. So Jamal has to realize this, and hopefully one day that he will realize it.
Can I tap into something you said?
Yes, ma'am.
You said some of us don't want to know. I have to push back on that because some of us don't know that there is something to know. So it's not that they are negating it or denying it or even cognitive dissonance. It's not, to me, it's not even that. We have been so programmed and conditioned and so mentally enslaved by things like politics, specifically religion, right? And not the religions that came out of, we didn't have religion in Egypt or Africa back then. We had spiritual systems. We didn't need religion, right? Because religion means to bind back as if you're arrested, right? None of that existed at the beginning of time or the creation of civilization, which we know is Egypt, also known as Kemet, which means black or the land of the black. You also mentioned some of us being content. I'd rather use the word complacent. What do you think?
Well, I'm talking to the ones that it applied to. A lot of them are content. A lot of them are complacent, and content is virtually the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we, the ones that I am talking to, you can't tell. A prime example is this.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot take a black Christian and tell them anything
Don't get me started.
other than what they grew up believing, because
Passed down.
they don't know.
No.
They believe that whatever they were taught
Yes.
during their 50, 40, 50, 60 years,
yes,
that is the irrefutable truth, which it is not.
It is not.
I don't get on arguing with them to go read, to go find out that the Bible that they're reading was written thousands of years before they're telling you that it was written. The Sumerian text. If you go and read it, the Bible was copied.
Yes,
the Sumerian text. But you can't have that argument with no black Christian, because they're gonna tell you, hey, that's not true. This happened.
Right.
I can get into a whole lot about that about that subject.
Yes.
I don't bring it all up. There's no show for that right now, and I don't like to cause that type of controversy right now.
Can I ask you a quick question?
For most people,
it is very deep. It's offensive.
And they wouldn't understand it.
To some people. It's
and
offensive.
They wouldn't understand it, and they won't accept it.
Listen, 10 years ago, if you had said that to me, or the things that I say, good evening, Bernard. The things that I say to some of my loved ones who used to be my target audience, I would have walked away, because it was Jesus all day for me. But it was until I saw Hidden Colors 10 years ago. It's like I fell, bumped my head, and opened my eyes. Once my third eye was open, I never looked back. I couldn't make it make sense anymore, right? Not just religion, but things that have been, and which is why he calls it hidden colors, things that have been hidden from us intentionally. Right. One of the big secrets in Freemasonry is, and even if Black people knew this fact, this one little simple fact, the very system that runs the world, one of their big secrets is never let the Black man know who he is.
That's correct.
Because once we know who we are, game over. Doesn't mean we're going to take over the world or anything like that. I don't think many of us have those intentions. We don't need to take over the world. We don't come from a space of greed. Mm-hmm. We're very hospitable. Mi casa, su casa. Bernard and I can have vast differences, but at the end of the day, we're on the same team. We fight the same enemy, ultimately, right? So again, I don't want to go too deep into the religion thing, but I'm curious. It is another show
where we'll have that's a 2-hour show where you have scholars where you can sit down and debate and have that type of debate, but and it should come, and it needs to come, because like I said, the most unreachable person to change their mind
is the Black man.
The Black Christian. Is the Black Christian, not just the Black man. It's the Black Christian.
Well, specifically referring to this conversation, yes, the Black Christian. Again, it's the conditioning. Many of us don't even realize that they are Christians today because they got that way at the end of a gun or a whip. So it's, when I see some Black people, or when I ride by churches, I say to myself, Toby, they accepted Toby. And I realized they had to accept it in order to live. I get that. Right. But that was then. And it served us then, just like marching and boycotting.
That's the only thing that was brought down in history. We weren't taught our language.
Nope.
Continue to bring it down.
Nope.
We weren't taught our customs
Nope.
and brought it on down. We adopted everything, and
Yep.
that's
That belongs to everybody else. Yeah. And yet in 2024, we want to fight each other over it. Those systems don't belong to us, nor were they created to free us.
Bernard.
What's up? How you
Hey, Bernard.
All right.
Good. We had a video on about the truth about Africa. And that's what we were discussing a minute ago, was the truth about Africa. And that's what she and I was just discussing. So, yeah.
Can I ask you?
What I used to say? Go ahead. Go ahead, yeah.
I'm sorry. I just want to just finish this so I can write it down. It started off saying science, math, religion. What was the A one? I know alchemy is one, but what's the other A?
Jewish lefers.
Okay. You had a good week. Happy birthday.
Thank you, dear. I appreciate it, man. I'm still trying to recover.
You gave it to him, huh?
Man, it was crazy. Now I do get my procedure done in the morning, check pollen and all that. So they got me going back to, I've been in the bathroom all day.
Okay.
So once I get that done, and then it's tomorrow, then I'm good to go.
Okay.
Trying to stay up on your health. Don't want nothing to, come out of no way. And 62, so got to stay up on it.
I am 62 years old.
Yeah, there you go. 62.
That's how you say I am 62.
That's it. Proud too. Proud. I'm gonna get every discount they're giving out in this room.
Cozy, you 62 also?
No, I'm just repeating because that's what he says all the time. I am 62 years old.
Well, I'm 62 too. I'm having this to Bernard. Toast to Bernard.
Toast to Bernard. I'll drink to that.
There you go.
I am 50.
Birthday was yesterday.
Man,
well,
it was crazy.
And it was just a video, Bernard, on the truth about Africa, where everything came from. Everything that we're doing in the world today. We were the first people on Earth. A lot of people don't want to acknowledge it, and a lot of us don't want to even talk about it. But if you're not proud of who you are, then nobody else is going to be proud for you. So you have to understand that too. There's some of us out here that do know the truth, and there's no ego. There's no macho-ness or anything. It's just knowing the truth.
Yeah.
We accept people for who we are, but we walk in confidence. Those are the ones that walk in confidence.
Yes.
You're not scared to walk into any room. Like I tell people all the time, I know who I am. When I walk in any room, I am the most important person in that room.
Damn right.
Who is in that room with me? I am the most important person in it.
Right. Yeah. And the God in me.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's it.
That's right.
Man, I've been like that since the day I came on this earth. You know what I'm saying? It's like the only way us as Black people learn our history is being taught in our house. Start off with your kids. You break it down. Most of the stuff that we growing up on, we had to get up and older to learn. You know what I'm saying? They teach us all that BS, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh man, wait a minute now. I need something. I need to find out what's really going on here. You know what? We built this country. It was the first people ever to come in this world. We can break it down. You think when you pick up the Bible and you read the Bible and something gonna make you want to say, it's all look like us. And it's the facts. It's not being arrogant. It's the truth. This country here is built on all lies, facts.
This country or the world?
I'm dealing with this country, because I'm just saying. I know this country's built on lie. I know this have been stolen. I know who made this, who did this. The light that we looking at now, Benjamin Franklin ain't come up with no electricity. Come on, that black man came up with that little thing that gonna make the light come on. Now, hey, if you want us to break it down on our Black Media Network, we can do it. But I'm gonna just leave it like that.
That's another show too.
Yeah.
You need a whole show you need a whole show for what we invented.
Ooh,
So Bernard,
yeah.
Bernard, do you subscribe to any religion? Any organized religion?
The only one I describe is God, Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, and that's it.
So that's Christianity. Ultimately, you say Jesus, right?
Oh yeah, Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior.
So Christian, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, that's all I know. I don't know no other religion.
Right.
Would you believe? Go ahead.
And that's acceptable because you know this is what we've been taught all our lives. Now, had I not get my re-education into
Correct.
Christianity, I would be the same way.
Correct.
And but I was always open to reading. I'm a reader, so
right.
I would always say if somebody gave me something, I'd be saying, okay, man, look at this. Mm-hmm. And before I even had my re-education, I started listening to a whole lot of Farrakhan stuff.
Yes,
it opened my eyes also because he was a black man that I thought was the smartest man on earth. Not, I'm talking about the smartest person to breathe air. That I thought back then, because it was just so much that he was given.
And it was refreshing to hear facts and truth of history, not history starting here in 1619 or 1555, some would argue, but history before any of this was even history. When you learn the first people, Bernard, look like you and I. The first civilization. That thing that's down there by you that's nice and warm, that has two things underneath it that we call life. We are the progenitors of life, period. And by pro, I mean going forward. Genitor, I mean genes. And OR means a person that does something like a governor, a senator. You are the progenitor of life.
I don't know what thing he got down there with two things behind that keep on. Let me take a commercial break. A break.
Hey.
And look, don't forget, y'all. Look, we talked about this. That's what this is right here. It's all over Savannah.
We'll be right back.
Hey there.
All right.
Are you ready to amplify your voice and embrace your passion? Tune in to Our Black Media Network, where community comes first and every story matters. We're here 24/7, delivering powerful content on everything from financial literacy to the latest in sports and mental health. We are unapologetically real, reflecting the heartbeat of our community with programs that inspire, empower, and drive change. Join us on all major media platforms to celebrate our unique voices and advocate for the change we want to see. With over 50K monthly viewers, our network is your go-to destination for authentic, engaging, and transformative content. Be a part of the movement. Be a part of the change. Tune in to Our Black Media Network today and let your voice be heard.
We are family. Need your garments cleaned with care and with a professional touch? Then bring them to One Price Cleaners in Garden City at the Old Farmers Market on Highway 80. Service you can count on.
I'm going back upstairs.
All right. So we're going to get right into it. That's how we do it.
That's right.
And hopefully Bernard didn't see that statue you had up and didn't get him wanting to go to the club tonight.
No, I want him to see it. I want the world to see it. And I want the world to know why this statue is so important and what it represents, and why you see it on all Masonic headstones and in their cemeteries, not just here in Savannah, but all over the world where Freemasonry is practiced.
That's another show also.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
I'm just telling you that this thing right here is
Ron
worship.
gonna be there in a minute. Ron gonna be there in a minute. You can show it to him.
Come on, Ron.
Anyway,
All right, Julius, I'll land my plane.
Yeah, we're going to get started early then, since unless you all had any other subjects that y'all wanted to bring in before we go into our main subject. Well, our main subject tonight is solutions to our ills, solutions to the problems within the Black community. And we're going to address them, and y'all tell me what y'all think. We'll take turns. You tell me yours first, then you do yours, then I'll take my first. I got 4. So we'll go around, then we'll discuss it. But remember, I mean, we got an hour and a half to really find out what you think and what you think our solutions are, what the ills are, and what the solutions is, and how we can correct it. So let's get started. And who want to go first?
You. I didn't make a list of problems. We already know the problems. Go ahead, Bernard. I'm sorry.
No, we good. To be honest, I did a lot of thinking, soul searching, and everything. And you know what? If it's gonna start somewhere, it have to start on our Black Media Network. So my solution is this here. Let's have our Black Media Network conference, right? And then it's something like a summit. We have a summit and we invite different people to speak. We invite people who own their own business, you know, how to start it, how to start your own bank, you know, just invite speakers that know what they're talking about. And we call it our Black Media Summit. We'll get a place, maybe something just big enough. You know, matter of fact, they're only gonna let you use Johnny Mercer Theater. So if they ever cut the air conditioning back on, you know, and that'll be it right there. You know, just say our Black Media Summit, and let's put it out. Every show we do, we announce it, and then, you know, see who come. Basically, my thing is basically for the young folks, because right now I'm like this here. If I ain't got rich 30 years ago, and how myself get 62, I'm good, man. I'm good. I do I want more? Yeah, that's what I do. But at the end of the day, you know, it's for the young kids. Let's find a solution for them. Because a lot of them, I'm telling you, don't know. And lately I've been around a lot of little young folks, and man, I just shake my head. You know, some of them want to get it, some of it don't. So let's start off with this. Let's have our Black Media Summit, just like Farrakhan called a Million Man March. Ain't had number one. And how long that been, y'all? What, about 50 years ago? Something? How long it been?
It's been a while, about 35, 40 years.
Yeah. And see, that's what I'm talking about. Black people. It's been over 30-something years, Million Man March, and we ain't marched since.
Yeah, you're right. So your thing is, your solution to some of the ills is to have a summit so we can discuss the issues and come up with solutions together as a team. Okay. That is good. I wrote that down, that you want to have a Black summit.
Mm-hmm.
Ms. Cozy? You muted.
I apologize. Again, I did not prepare for the ills because we already know what the ills are. I just have a page full of what I thought are solutions.
Well, your solution goes to an ill. So tell us what ill you're addressing with your solution.
I I would say all of them. If I just put them all into a circle, you can divide it up however you
Well,
choose.
give us your first solution.
Are young people getting back into the trades? Youth-focused disciplines like, well, we all know what the building trades are: mason, roofing, welding, plumbing, electrical, carpentry. If we could get them back into doing things that cannot be replaced by a machine. You cannot swap out a toilet with a machine. It needs human hands and torque and switching and moving this around and shaking that and taking off the cork. So jobs like that will never ever go away or die. Getting our young people involved in city government, like city inspectors, fire, police, dispatchers, tax assessors, tax sales office, permitting, zoning, ordinance. Why? Because they'll have their first eyes on what's happening in the place where they live, right? So they can give tips on, listen, they're about to build a highway right there. You might want to purchase some property right there. The same things that they do, right? If we're on the ground floor, not even so much ear hustling, but if you're involved in it and you see the permitting, you see the zoning has changed, you see that they're using mixed use commercial and residents right there, you can plan better and our people will be more prepared to adapt to the city and where they pay taxes and where their children go to school. My other
I don't want you to give us all your solutions right now.
oh well, hell, tell me when to come in, tell me when to leave.
No. I said you give a solution, Bernard give a solution, then
Okay.
I got 4. I'm only gonna give you one, then somebody else will give one.
Please.
Then we'll go around the circle. Then don't give me all of them one time. That's too much of you.
Yeah.
Too much of me. God. Nobody's ever told me that. Not a man, at least.
Oh, Lord. Man.
So Robert, if you had a solution, and I'm sure that you know plenty of them being in DEI, what would be your one solution that you would have, that your top one that needs to be addressed in our community to change our community? That's what this whole thing is about.
Oh, well, and so I'm shifting gears so y'all don't mind me, but I would say doing more functional organizations. What I mean by functional organizations, I'm not picking on the church, but I'm going to use the church because it's the most visible. And that's where Black churches are the center, the nucleus of organizing, right? Where you join a church, you're a member of a church, and that means something, right? If my light bill is off, I know I can go there for that. So the church has been the nucleus of all things for the community, where we come, like the Civil Rights Museum. Had it not been for the church, it would have been very hard to communicate, to plan, and strategize. So being that nucleus, I think the church needs to realize what its purpose is. It's not for profit. Non-profit, I mean not for profit, meaning put it in the pastor's pocket, meaning that the pastor have a plane. Not for profit, meaning being the community organizing nucleus for the Black community.
Okay. Did you do your homework?
Mm-hmm, I
Or
did.
are you just calling this off the top of your head?
Well, a little bit of both.
Oh, okay. See, I tell people, you do your homework. I already know you do yours. But I was telling Cozy earlier what I had to tell Sandra a couple of weeks ago. It's more than just showing up to talk. It's about being relevant with what you have to say, and it's doing work. You just don't come and spit out something. Now, Jamal had a great show today. I don't know whether y'all watched it or not. He had 4 Black young men on there talking, and I would advise y'all to go watch the show. But I need to address Jamal in this show here because he said something, and I know he was talking to me, and I'm going to address that on this show.
What did you say, Bernard? Bernard, tell me.
Bernard,
but I'm saying, you know what? What I said earlier, what I mean by when I say a summit is more like a job fair. Instead, they have job fair at Congress, and people come in there look for a job. So let's have investing fair,
it's a lot of that needs to go. You're correct. That could be incorporated into the summit.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. That's one that I didn't have down here, but one that I'm working on because I sent y'all a text saying that I'm working on that particular part of it. But that's a good idea to put that in there. But it won your turn again, right? It was my turn.
Yes, it's your turn. It's your turn.
Okay, solution. And then I'll tell y'all the ill. Let's make some laws banning degrading black music, rap music, and degrading black movies. We're the only race on the planet that has been allowed to publicly denigrate our own culture and our community. We call each other things that we might fight someone else for saying. Our children are emulating what they see and hear. They don't care about anything, period. Life means absolutely nothing to them. All they care about is themselves. And I must tell y'all, and Jamal, I'm going to address you right now because I'm only talking to those that
it applies to.
This applies to. So don't think I'm talking to every kid who out there doing the right thing. You know, he made a remark on his show today that people are saying that it ain't being done. Hell no, it ain't being done. It ain't being done in large enough numbers. We got more people not doing it than doing it. So stop trying to tell somebody to stop talking about what's wrong in our community. We need to talk about it every damn day about what is wrong in our community. Jamal, Robert, or Bernard, if I tell you one of y'all right now that we need to vote, people don't vote in large enough numbers. People don't vote in large enough numbers. Who am I talking to?
I ain't going there. Bernard, no.
No.
Who am I talking to? If I tell you, I say people don't vote in large enough numbers.
You talking about us?
No, I'm talking about the people who don't vote.
Oh, the people. Oh, okay.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
I'm talking to the people who don't vote. If it don't apply to you, it don't mean nothing to you.
Right.
You have to address it to the people. If I don't say nothing, like Jamal wants me to say, I guess, then it doesn't get addressed. No, you can do it any way you want to do it and get it done any way you want to get it done. But I'm going to tell it like I feel it. I'm not talking to the people who are doing the right thing. I'm talking to the people who are not engaged. I'm talking to the people who are not involved. I'm talking to the people who are complacent and content. But don't have a worry in the world until it comes and knocks on your door. That's who I'm talking to. So don't think that I don't recognize that people out there are doing some good things, like the 4 young men that he had on his show today that were very knowledgeable and were giving us some truth. Yeah. But we need more of them. I'm talking to their friends. They were there addressing those issues, the same issues, because they see what's happening. It's not enough of them. There is no unity in our community. So that's what I address. Rap music has been the #1 detriment to our breakdown. You got kids. One of the guys on the show, on Jamal's show, said today, he in Jacksonville. He said they carry around extra magazines with guns that they could just shoot all day. What for? They're killing people. They're emulating the music that in the videos that they listen to and they watch.
And it's proven that subliminal messages do influence
and
behavior.
We are the only race on the planet that allows our own race and everybody else to talk about us in a negative connotation.
Well, that's intentional.
That's
intentional. Long. That's intentional.
But let me say this.
Intentional.
Yeah.
Not by us, by those that run the music company.
Example. The longest trial in Georgia history, and it's still going on. YSL, Young Thug. And you know what? The reason why they're on trial The reason why they in trial is because the music that they was doing, they convicted them because of the music and what they say in the music. Okay, so my thing is this. Okay, I'm glad we got young kids, doing good things that look like us. Why don't we bring on no badass kids and so they can tell us why they do what they do? I understand it. We all know some good kids. We all know some bad. So let's have a show. We have all these badass kids. And they gonna say, hey, the reason why I go rob that place because of this. The reason why I put this in that music because of this. The reason why I do what I do because of this here. This why I do it. If y'all want to know, this why I do it.
Some of them don't get record deals unless they talk about those things.
Yeah, and not only just record.
That's why I'm saying it's intentional. No, I hear you and I agree. But some of those things.
What you're saying is they come in with a great song, but it don't have no violence in it. It don't have no hoeing in it. It don't have no.
The record company don't want that.
Denigration in it.
They don't want that.
The record producer tell them, no, that's not hard enough.
Yeah.
Ask Hammer.
Yeah, and what's so
they
crazy?
They don't want that.
The guy Lil Woody. I didn't know this until I watched it. He in the top 10. He's in the top 10. What you call it? Let me get it right now. Fearless. That they scared the top 10 person in Georgia. He's one of the top 10. And when I say that, I mean by any means necessary. And
you mean most influential in music?
And he said that. He was like, okay, so that's the kind of person I want on the show. Like, hey, okay, because he gonna keep it real. Say, okay, I did this. Yes, I did it because you know why? Because they would have did it to me. Blah blah blah.
Right.
So the guy Lil Woody, you say he's the top 10 most what? Feared.
No, he's I'm trying to think what they say.
Most influential?
He's one of the top 10 dangerous person in Georgia.
But he's a free man. So he can't be that dangerous.
Yeah, well, back I guess whatever it was back then or whatever when they was doing, he was in the top 10 in Georgia.
You don't see that.
He's not dangerous. He's
No, what I'm saying, yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes,
indirectly.
He is.
Indirectly.
Trust me. I'm saying back then. Right now, yeah, he's a quiet boy now. But back then when all that stuff was going on and we was living and we'll go downtown, next thing you know, the ambulance just shoot down on Cleveland and boom, boom, boom. Like, what the hell going on, man? It was so dangerous here, y'all. And RG know something. It was so dangerous, man. People were scared to come out their house.
They're using Little Woody to turn states, so he's not dangerous. He's choosing his words very carefully.
Yeah. Well, Lil Woody, that dude, man, he know what he's doing. Trust me. He. It is what it is. He ain't snitching on nobody. Hey, it is what it is. But I'm just saying,
he giving them hell.
Let me say this.
I thought he was a comedian.
I did too.
I thought he was a damn comedian.
Did you know that rap music is one of our top GDPs?
Yeah, it probably is. It probably is.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean any disrespect, but do you know what I mean when I say that, Bernard? One of our top GDPs?
No, you tell me.
GDP is a gross domestic product, meaning every country has something that they produce that's gross or high or most. Rice, spices, aluminum, music.
Like Georgia's peaches and
peanuts. Mm-hmm. Georgia's peaches. But as a country, the United States of America, one of our GDPs is music, specifically rap music. And what does rap music produce? Unfortunately, it keeps the prison population going.
Yeah. I'm sitting here observing what y'all was saying and just listening again. You know what? At what point, it's not even rap. The exploitation of black people is America's number one GDP.
Yes.
The exploitation of black males, putting us in jail for slavery, using us to poison our community.
Yes.
Using us to look like Sambo. Sambo and Mammy ain't never left. They just got different looks, and then they lock you up when you don't want to do what they're supposed to. That's America's number one GDP.
Well, what is the root of it, though? We talked about that earlier, Julius and Bernard. The root of it is because they, not us, they know who we are. The majority of us don't know who we are. I'm talking about from the beginning of time, the progenitors of life, the very first civilization. They all come from us. The problem is if you keep flooding us with music, other subliminal media, I like to call it the Roman circus. If you keep flooding us with gadgets and Jordans and sports, all of the focus.
Well,
it's done by design.
Let's talk about a solution. A solution has got to be, I don't want to say resegregation because some people will get pissed with that, but a solution has got to be an investment. We don't, going back to the vote, we've got, talking about solutions, we've got to invest in us. We can build our own schools. Like, we got historical.
They're going to infiltrate that.
Hold on, y'all.
Hold on.
They'll destroy it. As they've done it before.
Your solutions, wait till second round and then you can.
All right, well, let me finish with that thought. The problem is we don't understand how to invest. You know why? We were never offered that opportunity, because when you detach a tree from its limb, it can't grow. The limb from the tree, it can't grow. So when you pull people out of that main country land, you bring them over here, you have a 400. I saw a meme the other day, y'all. How can you just lose a 400-year head start? How y'all lose that? So white folks have lost it. So what we got to do now is invest in ourselves and stop feeling so sorry and bringing everybody to the cookout because we want to be kumbaya.
So I got a question for you, Cozy.
Yes, sir.
You said design.
By design, correct.
What is you have some people here watching the show right now, and they may say, hey, you say design. So when you say design, break it down to by design, because I don't think us black people that damn stupid to just let people do this and let people do this and this and that and this and that. So it's people on there watching.
Let me start off with a quote by one of my favorite scholars, Neely Fuller. He said, "If you don't know what white supremacy is, how it works, everything you think you understand will only confuse you. If you don't know what white supremacy is and how it works, everything you think you understand will only confuse you." So when I say by design, they have think tanks.
Who's they?
I'm going to get there. I'm going to land it, and then I guarantee you when you take the luggage off, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
They have think tanks, and they have lobbyists, and they have the Heritage Foundation, and the all of these great patriotic names where they sit around and have meetings for hours talking about how do we keep them down? How do we keep them subjugated? How do we plant certain trees in their neighborhoods to keep them full of allergies? How do we, and this is true, they purposefully, by design, do things to our neighborhoods, to our water, to our school systems. Back at the turn of the century, 1865, when slavery was over, so I'm talking 1900, we had our own schools, all of those things you're talking about, RGB. We had all of those things because we had to, Bernard. But when they started working for us, like my father, who only has a 4th grade education, he said the oldest person that went to school that day, that was the teacher. When they realized we had secondhand books, or perhaps even no books at all, we were still smarter. We were still figuring out how to build shit. We were still figuring out roads and water systems and how to look at a peanut and watch that motherfucker grow, and how I can make Henry Ford turn the shit into a plant. That's where the word even comes from. So when I say by design, Bernard, we've done this before with less, but they have all been fucked up intentionally. Either they've been flooded out. You can look this up when we get off. Those Lake Marion right here in South Carolina, Lake Lanier, there's plenty other lakes across the United States. If you take the water out, you'll see where old cities were. And some of them were flooded while we were still living there.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely
Tulsa,
correct.
Oklahoma. Everybody knows about Tulsa, 1921, when they bombed their own people from the air. It's not that we haven't done it before. We have. But as soon as we do something that's successful, they fuck it up. They come in, they monopolize it.
They pay one
I
of us
don't,
off.
huh?
They pay one of us off. Call them buying
Exactly. You start your own
Well-
BET. Next thing you know, Bob Johnson, if you don't sell it, off with your head, nigga. Oh, excuse me.
Bill Cosby.
Off
Same
with your
thing.
head.
But listen,
Bill Cosby.
Yes.
let me explain it to him a little bit.
That's who I mean,
In
Bernard.
layman's
By
terms.
design. They
It
do it
was-
by design.
Her when she say design is just a plane.
Yes.
That's all it is.
Racism, white
A
supremacy.
design ain't nothing but a plane.
That's
Yeah.
all it is.
They had a diabolical plan ever since J. Edgar Hoover when they killed King. You
Woo!
think they want our rise? No. It's the establishment. When she says this, we don't want to hear that all these conspiracy theories. But listen, it is a why you think they don't let men live in the projects with the women?
Hello.
By design.
Thank you.
Everything is by
Bernard,
design.
they will give the
they-
women
Yeah.
bigger checks.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah. They give you
Miss
bigger
Lady
checks
Man,
for having more babies.
we'll give you a
They keep
bigger
the
check
man
if you
out.
have
But
another
you have a
child.
baby,
Come on,
man.
bring them in here.
They kick
You think
out.
Julia was just a movie? No. Art imitates life. What
Man.
you see on the screen
man.
exists already.
Closing. Let
Yes,
me offer
sir.
this one. That's
Please.
what made me so mad with sometimes with the war on drugs. It wasn't a war on drugs.
Hell no!
It was, watch this. It was a war on black people to put you up.
Correct.
We're going to take the cocaine, put it in your community, put
Right.
you in the jails we create. And guess what we're doing now? We're going to privatize those prisons, put the poor people and the black people in there,
CCA
and charge
on the
their ass
stock
death.
market.
So all we got is free labor. That's a damn design. We
Read
gonna
my poem, Bernard.
By design.
Read
By
my
design.
poem. Stand up, black people. They
By
took,
design.
They took the rope that they used to hang us by a tree from and gave us dope.
There you go.
Yep.
Thank you. That's the thing that pissed me off.
They gave
Killing us,
dope.
Bernard, killing us started to be too expensive because you need artillery, you need men, you got to feed these men 3 times a day. They need a place to pee. They need a place for these babies that they're having sex with these women all the way around the world when they go. So you know what? Enough with all of these bullets and shit. Let's just give them something like, let's say, religion.
Yeah.
This way we can mentally put them in slaves. Right?
Yeah.
And here we are 400 years later, and I don't want to be offensive, but you know what I'm going to say.
Long as it ain't
And-
offensive.
How is it being offensive?
I say long as it ain't something you shouldn't say.
It's
on.
time for the tough conversation.
Well,
That's
as
what we
I've said before in this show, there are many institutions, but there are 2 particular institutions that we discuss on this show, and that is religion and politics. Those 2 things were not designed for us to
need. Oh,
win.
God, no.
Correct.
They were designed for us to fight. Religion was designed for us to do this, not just on Sunday.
To the master.
What's going on behind my head? Can I see the plans that are going on behind my head while my head is bowed,
Preach, girl.
praying to something I can't prove exists?
Preach,
Why you
girl.
think
No.
they let us have so many churches? Why you think that?
Why do
there's
you
so many
think there are
churches?
so many? Why do you
We
think
got
the
a
government
church on
doesn't
every
tax them?
other block.
Every fucking corner.
How about
Man,
everybody
I
else's
live in the
church?
city. You know, but
They
now
never
Everybody
closed
else
the
gonna have
churches
a
and they
church on
didn't.
every corner.
Huh?
it's one on every block in my neighborhood.
Every
But what it
block,
does-
as
what it
well as
shows
a
an
liquor
example
store.
of- hold on, Cousin. It shows an example of what we do well: divide.
And we
allow
ride by.
another race of people to divide us through systematic things that aren't even made for us. And
Say
we
that
fall
word
for it
again.
every day.
Say that word again with an S.
Systematic.
That's what I mean by design, Bernard. It's systematic.
Well,
It's a
I'm gonna
system.
tell y'all the truth though. Hold on. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. Hold on.
Come on. Come on.
Hold on.
Come
Ah.
on.
We don't want Bernard to get too much of this right now.
It's a lot to
He
choose.
already
A meme over.
a mother ML.
Yeah.
If he was to be re-educated,
If he stays on this show,
he'd
he
be
will
in
be.
Washington somewhere.
Look,
I'm
he
telling you.
keep fucking with me. He will be re-educated.
Hey.
I promise you that.
Well, you got to be able to talk to him in a better tone than you talk to him.
No, I get it.
You got to talk to him.
Bernard.
You got to whisper those things in his ear.
I don't know
at
how
night.
to whisper. I don't know how to whisper. I know
There
who
you
to
go.
be, who
Because
I
Because
am.
you know what,
Yeah,
what I'm
at
saying?
night.
You're right.
We don't black men don't too much take good to aggressive black women.
Especially in the South. And I'm not being aggressive. I'm asserting myself.
No.
Well,
Do you agree with me, Bernard? Am I asserting myself, or am I being aggressive with you?
No, I'm like yourself. I love aggressive women because that's what it's take a
Me too.
Even deal with me. But I'm just saying, that's why I asked y'all. A lot of folks watch us, so they say, hey, why don't you break it down like?
And I appreciate that. I appreciate
break it
that.
down like we kindergarten, and then
Then
I think I said a couple shows ago. Then people will understand.
Right.
Understand.
It doesn't mean we're dumb if I say, hey, RBG, what does that mean? RGB, sorry. Break it down. I agree with you. So Bernard, if any of us
keep it simple.
If I say anything that went doesn't mean I'm smarter, it just means that I used a word that's outside of your knowledge. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all. Help me, help you, so we help others. This is not for us.
That's it. Keep it
This
simple.
is not for us. Keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
Anybody else got another solution?
No bullets.
No bullets.
No bullets.
You need bullets. You need bullets. Let me tell you why we need bullets. I'm glad you said that.
I don't know about you.
You think that no bullets? See, it's a good and a bad to these youngsters having these guns. Because see, it's a detriment to our community right now because they're killing each other.
Correct.
But when they wake up, they're going to need these guns to protect our community. So they need the guns to protect our community when we change and we re-educate them.
Weaponry has its place.
Take the guns away because without the guns, we're defenseless.
Militarily, we are defenseless as a group, as a community. We already outgunned, out everything. Well, but I believe that there are other ways that we can shoot bullets. By what all those 4 things each of you are sitting on, that's surrounded by 2 other things that gives you guys fortitude. When those things shoot off, that's the real weapon. That's the real public enemy number 1. What comes out of you? Your genetic material, not a bullet. You kill us one a day, we cry, we pray, Monday morning, Sunday morning, we forgive you and it's back to normal all over again. But when that genetic material comes out of each and every one of you,
that's another show too.
That's you put more and more of us into the
That's why we got so many vibrations.
And that's what they hate. Yes.
That's another show.
It's a part of by design, Julius.
Baby, I came into this way before you did. You just came in 10 years ago. You think you radical? Y'all have
I don't want to be radical. I want to be
right. Read my poetry.
Hey.
I got a book of poetry. Read my poetry. If you want to know how I feel, I tell you how I feel in my poetry.
Yeah. Maybe I don't have a great concern about that. Maybe I have a great concern about me still trying to figure out what it is I'm learning and believing, and me trying to solidify it.
Yeah.
Right?
It takes time.
It takes time.
Hey, yeah. Just read his book. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff that we can, me and you, it's a lot of stuff that we can say. But I try to keep it short because if it wasn't for that young man in that picture right there, I would have went down the,
a different path.
Yeah. So,
And I shake for that.
Yeah,
Julius.
So we good. Sometimes less is best. Less is best.
Some of us got to fall on
less is more.
The community.
Yeah.
My second thing was the church.
Oh Lord.
Now my solution is stop giving and hold your pastors accountable to the community. The apps and the reason, when I say the church is absolutely worthless to the Black community at this moment in history.
100%.
Absolutely worthless.
100%.
The church has no bearing on anything that we do to progress in this community at this time.
Why do you think they allow us to do it?
The only thing that we had at one time.
And it
the
worked
only thing. So Cozy, I'm gonna have to mute you in a minute.
Sorry, I'm gonna mute myself.
But but it is the only thing that we had. You know, I know you probably thinking I'm preaching and you saying preach, pastor, preach. No, and
No.
that's why you keep jumping in. But no, but we have selfish, overpaid pastors who are not called by God. They are not called by God. These guys can't be called by God. Touch not my anointing, do my prophet no harm. What goddamn anointing? What prophet? No damn prophet. You know,
They're anointed by the 501c3 tax certificate. I'm going back
y'all,
on
y'all
greedy money takers is what they are. Nothing like pastors of the old days. They are so lazy, they think that there's nothing to fight for anymore because we made it. No, you made it because you milking the damn congregation. They believe that the African American community don't have another need in the world. They are followers, not leaders. And if it applies to you, again, Jamal, I'm only talking to those that it applied to. Okay, if the pastor's out doing the work of the community, if the pastor's not an ass kisser out there trying to do everything and be a damn celebrity and following people down the wrong path and not trying to upbuild the community, I'm not talking to that pastor. I'm talking to the one that is doing all those things I just said. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm gonna piggyback off of what my brother just said. Me, pastors, I don't trust them. I don't listen to them. I don't hang around them. Not all, it's you know, some of them, like you said, but it's nowhere in hell that I'm gonna sit in a church and listen to somebody lead me straight to hell. Okay, I'm not gonna listen to nobody who David at night and Goliath in the morning, or however you put it. I am not gonna listen to these preachers that go with the preachers. And I'm gonna hit it hard. And I'm telling you, I ain't telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know. Okay? Clean out your own closet before you try to tell somebody to clean out their closet. Stop taking these people money, the altar call or whatever. Trust me, if you got an ATM in the church, man, please. Okay? Man, please. The ATM supposed to be at the bank, not in the damn church. Okay? And then you got these preachers who always want to like say this and say that. And they stand in front of you with a damn suit on, and late at night they go back and put on their dress.
Oh my Lord.
You know what time it is. You know what time it is. You damn sure know what I'm time. And then you got a nerve to tell your wife, oh, I'm going over here and I'll be back. You going to John. And she's staying home with the kids.
Shirley.
Okay? But you preaching to John and y'all holding each other hand, looking at as the world turns.
Oh,
man, please.
This is the first time I agree with Bernard. I had to come off mute for that.
I need to hear that one.
I told y'all be quiet because I don't want to get in trouble. Shit, hey, let me tell you something right now. I may look dumb, but I'm a damn sure very smart, intelligent black brother that know. Trust me. So, preacher,
and
when you stop taking that dress off and come a real man, then give me a call. Okay, pastor, and you know who the hell I'm talking about. Okay, pastor, call.
And let me tell the viewing audience what we're talking about. We're talking about solutions in our communities. We know what the issues are. We're talking about how do we come to some solutions that can turn things around in our community. That's what this entire show is about tonight. We got about 45 minutes or so left that we'll be discussing, and each one of us came up with solutions. And like I said, my first two was rap music. We need to get rid of it. And the church is a detriment to our community. It's not helping us, absolutely worthless right now. Cozy said youth workforce for jobs, and Bernard said a Black Summit so that we can have all the youth there to talk about jobs and moving. And Robert said, organized. We need to have a more organized, unified community. But those are some solutions. We need to see how we can implement these things, because it's a lot that's going on in our community. It's a diabolical plan that has been put in place. It's diabolical. If you read my portrait, I talk about everything in the ills of our community.
By diabolical, you mean evil, right?
Very evil. Yeah, very evil. And we have to address these issues. If not here, then where? So if not by us, then by who? So we have to be able to address these issues. A lot of people don't like to hear it, especially when you're talking about their pastor. If your pastor ain't shit, your pastor ain't shit. We just gonna tell you like that. It's a lot of them like that. I'm not touching your
more than not
your prophet no harm. Your pastor ain't doing nothing. He ain't doing nothing. If all he's doing is trying to hang around celebrities and not leading you to where and uplifting the community. It's a church it's 900 and some churches in Chatham County. 900 and some churches, more than that.
One is effective.
So if they're not out on the corner every day trying to do something with their congregation to uplift that community that is downtrodden, underfed in their surroundings, then your pastor ain't doing what he's supposed to do. You ain't got to keep preaching to those people that come to the church. Go outside the church, leave the pulpit. Go ahead.
The beautiful thing is, and this is not just nationwide, but worldwide, all religions are taking a hit right now. Numbers are getting lower and lower and lower because people are waking up and starting to realize that the truth has been hidden from mainly people of color, the four main color groups: Black, brown, red, yellow. By that, I mean Asians, Middle Easterns, even though that's fake, right? RGB in Middle Eastern fake. It's really all Africa. Well, white man created the Middle East. It's really all Africa.
If you want to, everything is a social construct, which makes
everything.
When you break it down, human beings are really dumb as hell. Everything is a social construct. But go ahead. I don't want to go there right now because that's gonna be a while.
Yeah. And by that also, Bernard, that means by design. Social construct, race. Who came up with the idea of race?
Let me say this. I'll say this much. I told a friend of mine yesterday, if it doesn't have a label on it, it confuses the hell out of people.
Right.
I have a T-shirt that
has to go in a box.
I love this T-shirt. It says gender norms are dead. People if you can't put a label to it, it confuses them. And I love it. For example, if you see a man walking down in the mall with a suit on but heels, it throws you off. But why? Who said that's wrong? That's a social construct. That was created by probably white Anglo-Saxon men, Protestant men that said that was right and that was wrong. That's why I live cozy by the philosophy. There's no such thing as right and or wrong. I'm going to stop after this. If there's a single mom of three that goes to a store, a black woman goes to a store and robs the store to feed her children, is she right or wrong? But you know why it's got to be wrong? Because of white Anglo-Saxon Protestant men that created a system that said it's wrong. And we sit and believe it. But go ahead, Cozy. I'm going to leave you alone on that.
I'm done. I land.
You're right. And the biggest problem, too, with started this is that when they stop telling us how to raise our damn kids.
Yes.
Stop telling us how to raise. If my goddamn child did something, I'll beat the hell out of him. Now you can't do that. You hit them and then what? We go to jail or they call the police. Even the goddamn kids calling the police on you. That's where it all started when they came and tried to tell us how to raise our kids. So at the end of the day, y'all try to tell us stop how to raise our kids. Now y'all got no bastards out there shooting and killing and all that. That's y'all handle it.
Well, again, that's another way to weaponize our community.
And watch this. That's why Julius will tell you this. I've always said this out loud. Don't let these white teachers tell y'all nothing about being a black child, because they ain't never been a black child before. And guess what? Our students cut up in class. You know why, Cozy?
They're bored.
They're the smartest ones in the damn room.
They're bored.
They finish the assignment, what else you want me to do? So Hello, black parents. Stop letting these white people tell y'all how to be black when they ain't never been black before.
What did Malcolm X say, Julius, about teaching our kids? Who would allow the enemy to teach their kids? Us.
We are the only ones.
We're the only ones.
I don't get it.
The fuck?
I don't get it myself.
But you know what? But look, I want to say this too. I ain't trying to be political correct or anything but I'm being political correct. I'm not going to blame this white person. I'm not going to blame that agent. I'm not going to blame this person, that person for our fault. For our fault. And that's the shit we need to clear up. I'm not blaming people for our fault. I'm tired of people blaming the system. The system said, okay, it is what it is. Now we talking about now. I'm not going to blame Floyd, who is white, one of my best friends, blaming him because I got put out my house because I ain't had no money. I can't blame him. I need to get my ass out and get a job and do what I need to do. So the problem is, stop blaming other race on our fault.
No one is.
No, it's a lot. You may not. Yes, there is. A lot of people is cozy. Trust me.
I don't
when
think.
I say this.
Okay, does that apply to any four of us?
And you, we're gonna mute her. At the end of the day, stop it. Okay, stop it. I'm tired of hearing it. Stop blaming other folks for our downfall. We got to come together and pick up our fall. We got to pick our own self up. That's why I say find a solution for the black community. I don't give a damn about the white community. Black. I'm talking about us.
That is a solution right there, what you just said. Stop blaming others. We already know what the past done did to us. Why keep hopping on that shit? Let's get forward and move forward. If we don't want to pool our resources and do something and build together, then what the hell are we talking about? If we don't want to get unified and say that we're going to vote in large numbers so we can have change around us, then what the hell are we talking about? We can't keep talking about what they're doing. We know that it's not all white people. We're not talking to all white people. Like I say, it only refers to you if it applies to you. Mm-hmm. If you're not one of those people, we're not talking to you. Mm-hmm. We're talking about the establishment. Mm-hmm. I did a show on they before because somebody told me, Jews, you need to be careful because they're watching you. I say, who's they?
And
right.
You know, yeah. They. I say, fuck they. I don't care nothing about they. And I say, who is they? But he say, you know who they is. You know, they is this.
I mean, they're watching. They need content.
The power brokers. The power brokers in every community. They're the establishment. Now you have world power brokers also. They're the ones. Y'all think that Project 2025 just came on? Project 2025 been out. They've just got emboldened to talk about it since Donald Trump has made them feel like they can do whatever they want to do. Why y'all think that these poll numbers? Let me show y'all something. Why, if Donald Trump is such a bad guy, and we know he is, why are these numbers so close? Why are these numbers so close? Can somebody tell me why these numbers are so close? These numbers are too close. He's tied in Georgia. She's losing. She's winning in Arizona, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin. And that's only because she took over the ticket. You know, Pennsylvania, she done took the lead. Michigan, she done took the lead. Wisconsin, she done took the lead. But why is it that close? Y'all know why? Because of racism. And you know why it has changed? Because she's mobilized and energized people to get involved because they know how evil and what we gonna have if Trump is elected. So that's why people are coming out now. Biden wasn't motivating them, but he was all that we had until he decided to help and drop out.
The Democrats are just as effective as the church is in 2024.
But the thing is, sometimes you go with what you got. What else you got? You know, we understand that. Ain't nobody disagreeing that they're not being effective. We all understand that. But okay, here's a man that shot me in the leg. Or you rather have the man that's gonna shoot you in the head? That's the question. You want to get shot in the leg or the head? So there ain't no sense in me talking about the guy who gonna shoot me in the leg. I need to worry about that motherfucker that's gonna shoot me in the head. So ain't no sense in you keep talking about the Democrats. We need to worry about the Republicans. After they get in, then we can talk about what we need to change as a group. That's what we need to unify. Coming in right now to bring in somebody who some distrust and not want to vote ain't helping. Then guess who becomes the detriment to the community? You.
Mr. Producer, break time. Yeah, it's break time.
I was about to give a solution.
Yeah,
you'll be right back. Break.
Hold on, I'm gonna give my solution.
You give your solution when we come back. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Richard Coleman, and I'm running for the office of Sheriff of Chatham County. And when I'm elected, I promise to inspect what I expect. Chatham County, it's time for a change, and that change is me, Richard Coleman.
All right, we back.
All right. Well, y'all, we talk a lot about financial literacy and finances. How about an idea where, I don't know at what level, but Black folk in a state start a credit union or neighborhood association credit unions, but credit unions where we don't have to worry about a bank. It's like a co-op type system. But I think every state should have an African American or Black or people of color, an NAACP type credit union. For many people, they don't know this. Kamala Harris's sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, has their own credit union. We can have our own credit union.
It only starts
American People of America credit union.
$250,000. That's all you need.
How much?
$250,000 is all it takes to start.
So I think that type of solution, you got to have multiple ones, but that I'm all about Atlanta. Let me use it. I used this when I was campaigning. You want to know why Atlanta is so successful? One, Andrew Young had to build an airport, but two, they have built a system, right? Just like another system where if the politicians, the people up there, the go-getters, they don't have to go to nobody else but us for resources. When Andrew and Maynard were mayors, guess what? They created Black millionaires. Now we go to us. I ain't got to go to somebody that don't look like me for not a doggone thing. And that's what you call smart.
Yeah.
The people that support.
One thing I can say about Atlanta, this the only city in the world I live right here, because I see things. I've been here for 43 years, and you're right with Andrew and all of them. It's a different kind of feeling. Even though we have issues and everything like that, but it's not no issues like y'all have in Savannah, Georgia. Because in Savannah, Georgia, y'all got a lot of so-called Negroes, don't say nothing, don't do nothing, but all they want to do is complain, and then they'll tell you one thing, and then all of a sudden, I ain't going to vote for Mayor Johnson. Van Johnson is, and next thing you know, they in the damn booth voting for him. No, our what is longshoreman and the pastor preaching all, man, come on. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Okay? If you say I ain't going to vote for him, you ain't gonna vote for him. Y'all just got the leadership summit, the leadership down there in Savannah, Georgia City Hall is terrible. That's why Savannah is the way it is. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no sense of going trying to open up a damn restaurant in Savannah, Georgia, if you ain't got no liquor license.
Yep.
Why the hell am I gonna open up a restaurant there and the only thing I can serve is a glass of milk and goddamn it Kool-Aid? Really? Man, please.
You can serve sweet tea. You can serve sweet tea.
And sweet tea.
Arnold Palmer.
You mean to tell me you're gonna get a strip club a liquor license, but you ain't gonna give me a liquor license to sell some good food? Man, please. Shake that ass, make that money, shake that ass, period.
Strip clubs, they need alcohol because who's going to do the fighting and the shooting in the parking lots and, get the women free enough to do what they do? You need alcohol in an environment like that. Why do you think the liquor stores never closed during COVID? Not one day did the liquor stores close. Never.
Well, I don't know what strip club you talking about going in with all that. When I go to, I'm very safe.
We're going to get on to our my third solution. And that is selfish elected Black leaders and celebrities. Stop supporting their work. Stop electing people just because they look like you. Do your research on what they have done for you lately. And I say that because when you talk selfish elected leaders and celebrities, these are the worst kind of people. All they care about is their money, their power, and their status. They govern by what the establishment wants. Those people we just talked about a few minutes ago, the establishment. They don't believe in helping others, although they will give the appearance of caring at first. In the end, they are puppets and will do whatever they are told to do by the power people. The Black community problems could be solved in a matter of days if there was a real effort at unification. With the elected leaders' power and the celebrities' money, things could drastically change in our community. There is no love, no pride, no honor for our community coming from these people. God will hold them accountable, but we got to do what we have to do on this end and stop supporting them and stop supporting their work.
Yeah, you're right. Prime example. You got all these longshoremen. You got the president or whatever. You got all of them. You know who the head leader of the longshoremen, you know what it is? It's the white man. The white man got that Black dude there, the president, and he telling them what to do. He telling them what, you give him that, you give them that, they give them that. But only thing they done, and the reason why I'm getting on them is because, they thinking that just because you making that little money and you living large and you doing this, man, trust me, it can be taken away just like that. You go down there and it's their buddy system. Okay, just say if I leave here right now and I want to go to longshoreman where I never go down there. Oh, I got to know so and so he can pull my card or dude. If you got a good work and he gonna work, I ain't gonna work because you ain't got to have no card. I want you to do the job. Okay, that's why when Van was running, he stayed. That's why he parked his damn car down there to the longshoreman. When with all the churches, 790 churches y'all got down there, all the Black people, all the Black pastor put them in there. Okay, you know why? Because it's paper bag. Oh, I'm gonna do you that favor, you gonna do it to me. Trust me, the only people down there ain't selling us out is Bernetta and my girl Keisha, and you know what I'm saying? Come on. And then y'all goes, they need to sit their ass down. They think they know everything. I ain't telling you I'm telling you what I heard. They just troublemaker. They got big mouth. All they do, man, they trying to tell y'all dumbass something that they using y'all. They using y'all. Y'all have destroyed Savannah, Georgia. Y'all got more hotels that y'all don't even need. Come on. Y'all cater to people for the North.
And that's an example of what we're talking about. If you bring the truth to people, they're not going to accept it. And they're not going to accept it in Savannah, Georgia. They didn't accept it. Mm-hmm. Here there's somebody that's advocating for you, willing to put their whole existence on the line for you. but you'd rather have the person that's working for the establishment. You'd rather have the person that hasn't done a damn thing in your community in 20 years. Mm-hmm. So that is that type of mindset that we're in the condition we're in because of us. Mm-hmm. Ain't nobody else. Ain't the white man's fault.
Yeah.
Especially in Savannah, Georgia.
Yeah.
It's your own damn fault. Your ass don't go vote. You don't get engaged. You ain't involved in nothing. So what do you expect?
Yeah.
And then you still vote for the man that got his foot on your neck.
Yeah. Prime example. Van endorsed this white man to run against Alicia, and it backfired. Alicia won. The reason why Bernetta stood lying there, she got the hardest job in the world. So ain't nobody want to take that district, West Savannah and all that. Van been out there for 20 years and it still look worse than what it is. So at the end of the day, when you take that sellout on 2028 and he go back to New York City, Savannah, Georgia, stop voting because vote for the right person. I don't care if it's green. Vote for the right person that's going to do the right thing, period. At the end of the day, just like that white man said when I left, he said, you know what? Y'all had, 5 black males and it's still the same. You think y'all need a change? You think you need a color change? He said, do you think you need a color change? You damn right you need a color change.
No, I don't know if he said color change.
I throw that there.
He said, don't you think y'all need a change?
Yeah, I'm stretching the truth.
He did. No, but it was the truth now. But he didn't say those words. He might as well have said those words because he said, y'all done had 5 black males. It's time. Don't you think you need to change? What have they done? And he was right. They ain't done shit.
Yeah.
And we done had a 6th and a 7th. They ain't done nothing. Yeah. You know? So this community ain't made no millionaires. Ain't none of those communities made, well, they probably made one.
But you know what? As I was thinking, Jules, while you were talking, that needs to be a change too in cities, especially cities that are at least up to 50% black. There should be some kind of mandate where at least there's a citizens council or neighborhood association presence, sit at a table with the city manager and the mayor and all the people. That should be a mandate in cities like this, because you mean to tell me we're down there half of the population, but we get probably 5% of the resources. Something's off there.
Yeah,
that's a change. That's a serious.
Our streets are still flooding.
That's part of mine.
Yeah, because we allowed it. We allow that shit. You allow it. You allow it.
No participation. We don't participate
in nothing.
But y'all tell me, but for real, and I'm gonna use this example. And some people gonna get mad, but I'm gonna speak the truth. And using this as a case study, in our neighborhood associations, I'm willing to bet you don't have a person. You're probably people under 50 would be about 3% participation. We have a problem in our communities, and I don't want to create this dynamic between elders and the young people. Right. Elders should be producing learning that's real and not this made up foolishness. You should be able to present their ideas. But in my situation, I'm gonna give you a real life situation what happened to me. I'm in a community where I grew up, born and raised. I'm willing to tell you there's nobody in the neighborhood association. When me and Rashida were campaigning, there was nobody in the neighborhood association meetings that was under the age of probably 55. So here it is. I lose an election. I become the vice president. Now I'm 46. I become the vice president. They throw the election out for no reason other than they're mad because I ran against their favorite person. Throw the election out, redo the election, and vote somebody in as president that don't even live in the association neighborhood. But again, you wonder why we have these issues. We engineer the foolishness a lot of times, and it's engineered by people who want to hold us back, but they're not conscious enough to realize what they're doing. You can vote me out all day. You know what that does? It makes me, I'm going to use my mouthpiece more and tell the truth like I just did. But had you let me in, I would have been able to produce good work, advance the association, and we would have been living and bringing in young people. We don't want to do that. We want to take winner take all, live in our silos, and then act like it's the other person's fault. No, that's time out for that foolishness. We got to get to a place where the elders have a voice, the young people have a voice, and we collaborate and we strategize.
And I agree with you 100%. I just don't want to hear that story again.
Well, I want to make sure it's heard because people need to hear it. Because what's happening, and it's happening all throughout our organizations, there are elders who think it's not honorable. Let me tell you something. It is not honorable to be in a position for more than 10 years at a volunteer level. That's not honorable at all. That's called you didn't teach. If you're a leader and you haven't trained somebody to take your role, you're not a leader.
Correct.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
Right.
Prime example.
Is there a name only?
Martin Luther King wasn't no Democrat. Martin Luther King wasn't no Republican. Martin Luther King wasn't no president of the United States.
He was a Republican.
Martin Luther King was for everybody, no matter what color, for everybody. And let me say this here. I would never, ever run for office with shit. You know why? Because when people look like us get in office, all of a sudden they go political correct on our ass and start changing. And then how you used to talk, you don't talk like that no more. Okay, because you done, I'm the mayor of Savannah, I'm second alderman, or I'm doing this. Man, please. Okay? Fight for the people and fight for what's right. No matter what color you is, just do the right thing.
MLK was a Republican, by the way.
Yeah?
Yes,
Well,
he
that
was.
was back then. Back then there was a Republican. We tried to confuse people by saying because blacks were Republicans back then.
Black was Republican back then, yeah.
But no, in today's world, what would he be today?
Hey,
that's what you look
I
at.
think he would be independent today.
No.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, shit, they did. If whether you were a Republican or Democrat, they still ain't did enough for us.
Let me ask y'all something before we go to our last subject.
Let me mute.
And don't make it too long. Don't make it too long. I've already told the black pastors what I want to tell them. If you had 1.5 minutes to tell the black pastors what you want to tell them in 1.5 minutes, now when y'all hear this here bell, that means stop. I mean, you at your point. I hate to institute this here, but I got Cozy, you right on Charlie Brown level right now.
Yeah.
And
she coming out her shell. That's good.
Yeah, she is coming out that shell. But anyway, when y'all hear that, that means you done had your 1.5 minutes. Go ahead and tell me, what would you tell the black church today?
I'll start, y'all. It's time to utilize your privilege and your visibility for community development and growth. It is time out for using scripture for nothing other than to build community. Yes, there may be financial rewards, but that's not your mission. Your mission is uplift, organize, and sustainability. And if it don't touch that, then you're not doing your job.
Yeah.
All right.
All rise.
Charlie Brown.
All rise. The Honorable Charlie Brown.
You too can. All y'all too can. Listen, Robin. First and foremost, hello, boys. And lady, how are you? I see you got you in time out. Robin, I got a suggestion. I heard some of your conversation. You need to start a hot air balloon business. With all that hot air you got coming out of you, I couldn't resist that, Julius, because you need helium to get you up. And boy, I almost rise out of this chair. Probably was doing so much.
We're gonna get that
hot
shirt
air.
a couple weeks ago.
I know it was killing you because when your neck crooked like that, you say, God, I'm trying to keep my head, keep me on the ground. Listen, people, I first want to apologize. I actually had a meeting after the meeting. Some people I was talking to, not that I was trying to get money from them because I'm not a shyster, but they got a lot of money. They live on Hilton Head, and I want to become their friends.
I can't deal with you.
That is not conniving or anything like that. Is that something blacks can do? We can get in backstabbing, conniving, and things. That's a business. Y'all ever thought about that?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm not good at that.
Yeah. Who the president? Who the president, Mr. Brown?
Who the president now?
Or the backstabbing, conniving, all that.
Who the president of it?
Yeah.
You know, that's a good question. Your IQ sometimes fool me. I did not know you were going to hit that. I tell you what, I got a strange feeling. One of them is on this podcast tonight. I can't say who, but one of them is on this podcast.
Mr. Brown.
What is wrong with Cozy? Why she got that in her mouth?
Because she was butted in and she was acting like you all night. So we had to.
Oh,
yeah. She was Miss Brown.
Oh.
So, Mr. Brown, if you got 1.5 minutes, if you hear this bell, please stop. Tell us, what would you tell the Black church on their obligation to the community? What would you, if you had the all the ministers, all 900 ministers from all, well, it ain't 900. No, it's about 900.
Whatever,
Black ministers. What would you tell them?
Oh, it's a good question. I look at the agenda, but I can say this. One of the things they have to keep, what the word I'm looking for, they members good steward of their money. But I will first teach entrepreneur to them and share that as much. If a person is okay on doing a little carpentry work, or a person in a landscaping business, or any kind of construction, I will actually tell my congregation, that's what I was looking for, to get into these areas of economics. I mean, it's other stuff too. It's counselor, dentist, hygienist, things you can do and open up your own type operation. And I don't think the church is doing that. It's all about the almighty dollar, and that's not the approach. The approach, you should teach your flock or your congregation to be resourceful. The Black church is in a state of crisis now, right around this city. And I'm just concerned, and the ministers are not teaching them about entrepreneurship. That is a part of his job. If they're his sheep and his flock, he should teach them, or she should teach them, good steward of their dollar bill, and then invest back in the Black community, because the vast majority of all the churches that Black ministers are, they are Black people. So that's what I'll be telling them. I'll be telling them we'll run seminars. We have workshops about how you can start your own business, on how you do a business plan. I will be educating my parishioners and to get them prepared for the real world, because some jobs now you got to make happen. That's what I will be telling them.
Okay, well, go back tomorrow and watch the show so you can see what I told them. Okay. Go back and see what I told them.
Can you just give me a bullet point on just one?
Close your damn church down. That's what I told them.
Wow.
Go ahead, Cozy.
Wow.
Cozy, take that thing off your mouth.
Okay, I'll have to read it because I was writing while y'all were talking. What I would tell Black pastors, for the 15% or so of you that know the truth, free yourself and your congregation. Give the white man back his God. Study and teach your congregation about Egypt, Kemet, Cush, and all of that over there, before religion was forced down our throats and beaten into our ancestors' backs. Understand why you are considered a Toby and not a Kunta. Study and teach your congregation about the science of DNA. The first word is dio, D-I-O, which means God, like diocese. Understand what that means and who that comes from. That's it. Learn about those things, and I guarantee you will change your church into a school, because you'll no longer worship something that was forced down your throat in order for you to survive. It's 2024. Give them back their religions, their gods, their saviors, their Christs, all of that. Take up your own cross, find the God within yourself, open up that pineal gland, know who you are, carry it with you wherever you go, and I promise you, Sunday morning will be a whole different experience for you. I promise.
Right. You know what's interesting?
Yes,
Julie
sir.
said close down the
Mr.
church.
Brown,
You close
Mr.
it
Brown.
down.
Mr. Brown, you taking your cousin's slot. He just gonna say get some hoes, but he still want to say it.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Oh no, I find it interesting what she say. Once you take away that religious, Julie said close the church down. They'll close down.
Make it a school.
They'll close
Well,
down.
you know what?
They'll do better with the school.
I'll
But
fuck
go
it up
ahead,
by cussing y'all out.
Bernard, go ahead. You got a minute and a half. Tell the
You go
preachers
back
what
to
you
mute.
want without talking about vain.
Yeah. Cozy, can you drop that tape from your mind and get it to Mr. Brown?
We're gonna mute him. We're gonna mute. If he say one word, we're gonna mute him.
That
If he
was
say-
Julius.
I told him we're gonna mute him. Go ahead, Bernard.
Hey, on a serious note, the first thing these pastors need to stop doing is stop sleeping with each other. That's one. And that's the number one. And I think it should be an age limit on when you become I think it should be an age limit on preaching. It do, because now we got all these young preachers, this and that, don't even know hell of the being. 3, I think you should stop having 1, 2, 3 service on Sunday so you can collect money on Monday, early Sunday morning, in the middle, and at the end. I think that's a bunch of BS. I think all that's about money. And once you do this here, get on your knees and pray, because you know what you're doing. Okay? You got less people in church now than it ever was. You know why? Because people done caught up with all their bullshit. We know what time it is. The black church not have failed, have gone straight to hell. I don't even like going in there. Only time I go in there aggressive is somebody passed and I have to go. But for me sitting there going in there, I don't want to go in there, because we are from a different breed. We are from the Martin Luther King breed. We are from Benny Mitchell breed. Okay, that's where we come from. We go and help our community. We help our community. Y'all helping yourself. Period.
I want to go back to something Mr. Brown said earlier, and I've unmuted him. But you were right, Mr. Brown. One thing, I belong to multiple. Well, I'll take that back. I follow Pastor Bishop Jamal Bryant in New Birth, and I'm gonna tell you why. Bishop Bryant said what you said a minute ago, a different way. I mean, a while ago. He said, "How can I ask my congregations to tithe when I haven't taught them how to save and how to make a dollar stretch?" He said that. So I'm going to teach them how to build business, how to budget, how to do these things so that they can tithe and offer. That was so remarkable to me, because I was like, you're right. How can I teach you to do something that you've never done before? So what we got to do is change that mindset. What all of y'all said is educate, prepare, and that builds sustainability. Right now, what we have a lot of is what you said, Bernard. Everybody can't be a pastor, but I will say this. Brother J. Quan, all over down here in Savannah, that young brother can preach. I don't know if y'all have heard him. Some of them are really anointed, but some people, a lot of them wear wigs, don't need to be up there. And that's a shout out. Some of y'all, wigs or not, don't need to be up there. There are some, a real authentic, really anointed pastor. Some of y'all don't need to be up there.
Yeah, but it's like this here too. And I know we run over. It's not that you a good pastor because you can preach. Shit, I can preach. It's like, what you gonna do for our community? What you gonna do for our community? We all can preach. Put your money where your mouth is. Mitchell and Jones and the rest of y'all.
I think all your guys and Cozy, y'all have great valid points about things, but the key is to create wealth and create entrepreneurship. And I think that is the church part of responsibility, to help do that, since they have a large congregation coming into the organization. They're not going to get away with Jesus and the way they see it. I mean, they're not going to make that change. But we need to relook at the churches, because what's happening, they are teaching history and they're not teaching the true facts about the Bible itself.
Okay. Well, my thing was stop supporting them and stop giving them your money, because you can't follow a person into a burning house. And if the person is blind, you can't follow them out of it. Our pastors, 90% of them are sellouts. 90% of them weren't even called. There's no spiritual connection to God. There's only a spiritual connection to money. You know, you can feel it all day long. Hell, I feel it sometime and I want to preach. But I know that God will punish me later on. It's about what you can do for your community, not what you can do for yourself. And like I say all the time, if the mind is blind to the possibility, then your eyes will be blind to the opportunity.
Wow, where you learn that at?
That's just the truth.
May I add something? You know, I've learned this 1,000 years ago. They say some were called, some were sent, some just went.
No, God told some of them, say, go pee and not preach. That's how they got it confused. That's how they got it confused.
My last solution for tonight was it takes a village to raise our children.
It does.
We need to get involved. We need to stay engaged, mentor our young boys and girls. Parents, pay attention. Black men, stop sticking your penis in everything unprotected. Black men, be good fathers. And I say that because too many babies are having babies. That's the issue. A baby cannot raise a baby correctly. They don't know enough to understand life, to teach traditions, to raise a productive human being. There's no sense of responsibility or purpose or any real urgency to help our community. Someone has to be at the bottom of society. They have put us there, and they have instituted a system to keep us there. But the worst part of this is we have helped them to keep us there. We are complacent. We are lazy. And Jamal, I know you don't want me to say that, but I'm not talking to the ones that are not damn lazy. Okay,
you say that one more time.
We are untrusting of each other. We are disorganized, and we have been manipulated into being like crabs in a barrel. The only reason we are still around is because of our DNA. We are hard to unalive. Mm-hmm. Although we are the original man, we have been made to be the servant. We are in a sunken pit. And if we don't climb out, we will soon be buried in it.
Preach, Pastor.
And guess what? I want to piggyback on you, and I hear exactly what you're saying. And the way out is to start your own company, do business with each other, entrepreneur, economic. That is the only way out, the true only way out. We have to depend on ourselves, and I think the churches can organize that because they got the people there on Sunday for now. And I'm saying that's the only way. And we can't give up on a generation of no one. I think entrepreneur, plan your work and work your plan. I believe in that. And I think things can clear up and we get some dollars rolling in the community. I see the Mexicans or the Latinos or whoever they are, then I took over the construction business completely. The carpenter, the painters. What happened to our community when we had all that? We must go back to the basic and do what we need to do. And we're not doing it. We can't talk about it. We got to be about it.
Yeah. And what happened is we got too we got it besides ourselves. It ain't like the Mexican and all them came and took our job. Shit, we gave it to them because we ain't want to do it no more. We ain't want to do it no more.
That's correct.
And one thing about this here too, what Drew said, he said these young black men putting their penis everywhere. No, these young black women open their damn legs to it. You know what I'm saying? You can't put it in nothing if you ain't open it.
Listen, that's the only freedom we have left besides what we choose to eat. Is our sexual activity.
I got your phone number.
Everything else is mandated by the government. Sex is one of the last things that black people have that brings us some sense of oneness, some sense of definitely freedom and elation. It's the one thing the government can't control is how you exercise your will to reproduce.
Closing.
That's for another show.
I gotta get your phone number. I like your attitude.
You got my number.
I gotta make sure I call and talk to you because you my kind of woman.
Ron
Julius, I don't care what he say. I'm putting mine wherever I need to put it at. That's all.
Shit.
Hey, I ain't got time for him.
I don't say don't put it where you want to put it. I said don't put it there unprotected.
Dude, come on. Who want that inside private eye? Man, please.
You're wrong, Bernard.
Julius, may I add something, please?
Go ahead.
To all of my beautiful Christian and Catholic brethren, once brethren, I need y'all to study two things. The church came out of Roman Catholic, right? Roman Catholic RC.
That's correct.
You need to look up what the word Rome means, not the place. The word Rome. We get the word romance from that. We get the word eros from that, right? When you go back and study that word, you're going to see men dealing with men. That's all out of the Roman Catholic faith, which is where the Christian faith
going with men.
Look it up.
King James was on.
You can
Anyway,
look it up for yourself.
Cozy, please see me after the show, please.
I want to see you after the show too.
Hey,
please see me after the show.
Hey, Cozy,
what did I say wrong?
Hey,
you see me after the show,
please. I want to be in on that meeting too, because I'm gonna take
all y'all will be.
Can I break
all y'all will be. All y'all stay right there after the show. We got but 1 minute.
Lunch, baby.
We got 1 minute.
Bernard,
can you choose me
all night long?
Hey.
Can I break down the N word?
No, that's another.
No, I didn't say I wanted to say it. I just wanted.
That's another show. That's another show.
The etymology. Come on.
Yeah, that's another show. That's what I'm gonna talk to you about when we hang up.
Yeah, get your own show. Lord, I'm tired of you telling me to go to school. Shit, I'd have been to school.
I had somebody else for this here, but you need. We got a show, and it's called James is on it, and Keyshawn Housey and Rashida Edwards, and now you fit to be the fourth one if you want. The show is called This Is What I Think. And it's going to have 4 hosts. They'll be doing their own thing once a month. You got once a month that you'll be doing the show. You prepare for it like you want. You do what you need to do. And, you won't be on there with the other 3 hosts. They got their own week coming up after you. What
time slot is that, Jerry?
That'll be a Monday at 7 o'clock. They can take the show or whatever. We'll talk about all that in a minute. But anyway, we got to get out of here. It's the name of the show is This Is What I Think. We got 4 people that loves the talk, really talk, and you could feel a couple of hours with Joe's closing. Good Lord have mercy, you were Charlie Brown. Did I say that out loud? Did y'all hear that?
I heard exactly.
Gotta love her though. Gotta love her. As soon as this election over, I'm gonna be all right with her. But right now, she's getting on my damn nerve. Anyway, we'll see y'all. Don't forget to watch all our other shows. Good night.
Good night. Y'all be good.
like this.